Hi, my name is Allan Madan. I'm a chartered accountant and a tax expert in the Mississauga, Toronto, and Oakville regions of Ontario, Canada. Today's video is about tips for incorporating your business in Canada. It's really important that you watch this video if you're thinking of incorporating. I'm going to tell you the pitfalls to avoid and the best practices to use for your incorporation. So let's get started. Tip number 1. Incorporate to save tax. Corporations pay a very low rate of tax of only 15.5% for the first $500,000 of profits. Contrast that to an individual who pays up to 46.4% in personal income taxes. So that's a tax savings of 31% just by incorporating. That's a lot of money. Tip number 2. Be careful when choosing between a provincial incorporation versus a federal incorporation. If you plan on doing business in Ontario or in your home province, then a provincial incorporation is fine. If you plan on doing business outside of your home province, then you should choose a federal incorporation. A couple of points to keep in mind. Number 1, Industry Canada requires all federal incorporations to file an annual return. That costs money and takes time. This is not required if you're a provincial incorporation. Secondly, it's more expensive to incorporate provincially than federally because the provincial fees for incorporation are higher. Tip number 3. Make sure you have separate classes of shares in your incorporation documents. Why do you need separate classes of shares? Well, if there's more than one person who are the shareholders of a company, for example, yourself and a business partner or your spouse, then separate classes of shares will allow the corporation to pay dividends in differing amounts to each shareholder. There may be a case or situation where one shareholder needs to get more money than the other by way of dividends, and separate classes of shares allow for that flexibility. Separate classes of shares are also a great income splitting tool, so both shareholders pay less tax overall. Tip number 4. Select the board of directors wisely. Remember that when you choose your board of directors, they will have control over the operations and strategy of your business. So it's really important that you trust the board members that you're appointing. If it's a very small business, perhaps it's just going to be yourself and your business partner who are board members. Tip number 5. Creditor proof your assets with a holding company. What does that mean? I'll make it simple. A holding company is a corporation, and that corporation owns the shares of your operating company, your business, which is also a corporation. Whenever your operating business, your main business, has excess cash, it should pay a dividend of that excess cash to the holding company. The dividend is tax-free. So what we've really done is transfer cash from the main company to the holding company. Why are we doing this? Well, if there's ever a lawsuit against the operating company, it has very little cash because all of the cash belongs to and is held by the holding company. It will reduce the risk of loss in the event of a lawsuit. I hope you found this video useful. For more tips and tricks, please visit my blog. Also, get access to your free report, 20 Tax Secrets on How to Beat the Tax Man. The link for both of these are shown at the end of this video. Finally, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me and allows me to get feedback to provide you with better content. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.